RICOH THETA 360-degree cameras are widely used for remote monitoring. The cameras can be powered from a USB cable indefinitely. In addition to power, the USB cable can be used to control the camera, to start and stop video, to take images, and to download the media to another device. The Theta V and Z1 models can also be used for live streaming over the USB cable. The most common use cases are to connect the Theta with a USB cable to a Jetson Nano, if you are using AI processing or perhaps for a robotics controller. The Raspberry Pi is also a popular platform. If you're not processing the frames or doing AI processing, you can get a pretty cheap Raspberry Pi. You don't need to get the Raspberry Pi 4. You can get a lower powered one. The recommended model to use for remote monitoring is the RICOH THETA Z1. Unfortunately, that camera is over $1,000 and out of the reach for some project applications. If you already have a Theta V, that's the second best model to use. You can also find these on eBay used. Try to look for one that's under $300. You should be able to get one that's almost brand new for under $300. Don't pay more than that. The RICOH THETA SC2 can be used for short-term monitoring. For long-term monitoring, you may have to get someone to press the button of the SC2 if the thing stops working. If that's acceptable, the SC2 is fine for still image and video. Although the RICOH THETA V is end of life, the Firmware 3.70.1 introduced some problems into the USB API to wake the camera from sleep. Several community members reported this problem. The Theta V is often used for robotics due to the good value. We were stuck until community member Nickel110 sent me a note and said that he had fixed the problem. Nickel110 had added a feature onto ptpcam. The modification adds a delay between the time the command is sent and the USB port is reset. This guy's a real hero and is actually the author of libuvc theta and the sample code. After receiving his email, I decided to check it out using this configuration. The key point is that I'm using Theta V with 3.70.1. It's a test of the RICOH THETA V USB API. It's currently connected to a Jetson Nano with a USB cable running Jetpack 4.4. Previous tests indicated that the camera could not wake from sleep. We've modified, or a member from the community, Nickel110, modified the libUSB to set a delay on the reset to see if we can wake it up from sleep. So the problem occurred with the firmware upgrade. I'm using firmware 3.7.1. And we can now the camera is in sleep. So we can check out the camera. It's in sleep. Okay, let's try to wake it up. And now the camera did wake up from sleep. I have a reset delay of a couple seconds in here. So you can see that the camera has now woken up from sleep. Okay, and again, another test, test 2. It woke up from sleep quite nicely. And 01 is to go to sleep. And it goes to sleep. Incredible, man. This guy's a genius. Okay, let's check out what he did. Nickel110, he's the man. Okay, so he has a GitHub repo. He's modified ptpcam. Again, this is from RICOH 110. This guy's a genius or something, man. It's incredible. But before we get into this, let's see whether it still works. Boom. Man. He's the man. And he added a new command line option for reset delay on the USB interface. So by setting a delay, which is basically the main feature here, by setting the delay between when the command is sent and the interface is reset, it appears to be able to wake up the camera. So this is on GitHub, and then you can implement it yourself or compile it. You can either go to his GitHub repository, download the modified libptp2 and compile it, or just take that section of ptpcam, that modification, because the modification is actually pretty small. It's just he has this fantastic idea to set the delay that no one else thought of. Good for him. If I could give him an award, I would. So I'll give him a virtual award as thanks from the community. Also, I'll be making another video of how to compile libptp2 with his modifications for the Jetson Nano platform, Ubuntu 18.04, and maybe some other platforms. So in case you have any problems with the compilation, I'll walk you through that in a future video. So subscribe to the channel and you'll get a notification when that next video comes out. Hey, have a great day, and thanks again to RICOH 110.